Khalil Gibran is one of the world's best-selling poets, along with the likes of Shakespeare. And if you're a fan of Gibran's poetry, now you can get to know a bit about the man himself in a new play about his life. We went to a recent performance in Abu Dhabi. A poet, writer, artist, and to many, an icon.
Sons of my ancient mother.
Revered by millions around the world, Gibran Khalil Gibran is best known for his book The Prophets, philosophical prose and essays that delve into his mind. But until now, little was known about Gibran, the man himself.
A little while, a moment of rest upon the wind, and another woman.
The play Rest Upon the Wind brings Khalil Gibran to life for the first time.
That I've cut my wings with my own hands.
A man who's seen as a spiritual leader by many. Here, he's also one with the flaws and inner trials of an ordinary man.
I've become a small-minded politician, Lord. Screeching for this, demanding that.
He struggled to live up to those ideals himself. He drank, he smoked a lot. Bit of a playboy. He loves, he cries, he gets frustrated, he gets angry.
You never really look at me. You look at my work, but not at me.
We've made him more human, we've made him very likeable, and we haven't made him into some sort of god.
Khalil Gibran was born in the town of Absharri in what is now Lebanon. When he was a child, his family immigrated to the United States.
The most Philistine city in the world.
The play reveals his life and struggles. His relationships with his sister Mariana, for instance.
Have you decided about New York?
Who raised him. And his loves, like Micheline, a teacher who posed for many of his paintings.
I'm Khalil Gibran.
How do you do? And Mary Haskell, a woman 10 years his senior, who stood by him and supported his creative endeavors.
Mary Haskell.
Haskell?
Isn't it a wonderful, wonderful auditorium? My God, it's beautiful.
The painstaking process of putting this play together started with Nadim Sawalha, who wrote the script 12 years ago after decades of research.
But it's not so distant. I expected it to be cold and distant.
I've always been fascinated when a painter paints a beautiful painting, when a man produces a good story. Where did it come from? What kind of agonies did they go through in order to produce this complete work? I took events in his life and then I tried to imagine. The roots are in reality, but the dialogue and how the dialogue moves and how the character behaves is my own invention.
Stop!
You're out of touch, Mr. Gibran.
Stop! Confused and incomprehensible. Stop!
Sawalha says Gibran was often torn between his native Arab roots and his new land.
Idiots!
Although he lived in Boston as a young American artist, but his soul was very Eastern. But a lot of people criticize him, saying, you know, he should have written about the Industrial Revolution, done an Ernest Hemingway, you know, but he doesn't belong to that culture.
The story of an immigrant in an unfamiliar place.
Rise, Khalil, rise. Lift your arms up to heaven.
It's one the show's producer felt had mass appeal, a story that had to be told.
The Prophet sold 140 million copies worldwide, translated to over 44 languages. He's the third best-selling poet of all times, before Shakespeare and Lao Tzu. So I thought, if he's got such a big following, it might make sense to put this on stage, and that's exactly what I did. And thank God I did.
Hello. How is he? Recovering. From what?
The show's cast and crew say Rest Upon the Wind is still a work in progress, amending the script as they go along. After the Middle East and UK, there are plans to take the play to other parts of Europe and eventually the US.
At the end of your big monologue,
Another day, another performance. The lights are down, the show must begin, and the man Khalil Gibran will live once again.